Hiya and welcome. Hope you're all well. Now, the last few videos we've looked at web servers. Before we move on, I want to look at one more, just one more. You can use a web server for any of the modules you got, any of the components. But I want to look at HTML forms. Now, because whenever you log into a website that you're a member of, you have to log in. Normally it's either your username or your email address and a password. Now, for sure, our kids will at some stage look at HTML forms. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at HTML forms. Now, let me just show you what we're going to be looking at. Okay, here is a HTML form. Right, we're going to produce this. All right, hopefully the coding is not going to take too long. We'll try and do it in one sitting. But this is what we're going to build. Right, so well, let's crack on. Let me go to this site. Remembering that we need new sketch. So it's file, new sketch, yeah? Make sure you're connected to the board that you're going to be using. All right. So I'm using my W Rover module on COM10. And let's start, okay? We are going to need two libraries, all right? We're going to need the async TCP. I've got a link down below where you can download them libraries, and I've showed in previous videos how you can how you install them, because you install them as a zip library. And you're also going to need the async.web.server. Right, well, let's crack on then. We just move a few things, get my life sorted. Okay, so we've got to include those libraries. All right, now this can be used, this sketch can be used not only for the ESP32, which we're using, but its cousin, the ESP8266. All right. So let's start. Let's hashtag include. All right. All right. Space greater than, and it's Arduino.h. And it's greater than's off. All right. Enter. Hashtag include. No, it's not. It's a different command because we're using the ESP32. That's if def defined, right, and capital ESP32. Enter. Right, and then it's a tab. All right, after that, so it's if def, and then it's hashtag include. Space, and it's less than, and it's Wi-Fi. Remember bumpy text.h, and it's greater than. Enter. Hashtag include, and it's less than, and it's the async TCP. TCP standing for Transfer Control Protocol. All right, and it's greater than. Enter. Space. Wouldn't be so bad if I could spell include, would it? All right. So the next is, it's an else command. All right, else. Enter. Tab. Hashtag include. Right. And it's space less than, and this is the ESP 8266 Wi-Fi bumpy text. All right, and that's .h. It's greater than. Enter. Hashtag include. space less than ESP capitals async TCP dot H and greater than, enter, space, end if, hashtag end if. All right, enter, hashtag include, space, and this is where we include the ESPA sync async, and it's web async, web server. Capital W on the web, capital S on the server. Dot H greater than, enter. Right. So that's that. Now we have to do our port. Enter. So that's async web server. Again, bumpy text. Space server. Bracket it's on, and it's port 80. Brackets off, semicolon, enter. Right. Next thing we need to do is put in our network credentials. Right. So it's const space char star SSID space equals space quote, and now we have to put our SSID underscore. So you need to put this for your your credentials. All right. Come outside the quotes, semicolon, enter, and it's const space jar star equals quotes and your password. All right. So it's password. Oh, I forgot that. So let's go back. Password space equals quotes on, and my password is come outside the quotes, semicolon, enter. Now we're going to have to build the web page. All right, the 3 inputs. All right, so this is, I've just seen another typo. Const. All right, let's come down a bit as far as we can. Now we're going to build the HTML page. All right, for inputs 1, 2, and 3. So it's greater than exclamation mark doc type, all capitals, space HTML, close the tag, open a tag, HTML all small case, close the tag, open the tag, head all small case, and close the tag. Right. We've sort of done this before, and then we enter, then we tab. Okay, opening tag, so it's less than, and it's title. Close the tag. All right, ESP, all capitals, space, input, form. Right, so that's going to be our title. Remember how to close the tag, less than / title, greater than. Right, enter. Now we need the, oh, what am I doing? Our next, let's come down a bit as far as we can for the moment. So that's our doc type, right? Now it's our assign meta name, space name, all right, equals quotes, viewport, all small case, come outside the quotes, space content equals quotes, width equals device, dash width, comma, initial dash scale. All right, equals 1. All right, come outside the quotes and it's a greater than, and it's an enter. All right, now we're going to do the, we're going to close off the head. All right, so it's less than / head greater than. All right, less than. Now you can do it like this, or you can put a space in, but it's less than. Now we're going to do the body. All right, and then it's a greater than, enter. We're now doing the body, less than, form, action. Right, this is telling it it's a form action, equals quotes / get. All right, I'm outside the quotes, greater than, enter. Now we're going to do input 1. All right, the first input. All right, so input 1, colons, enter, less than, input, space type, equals, and it's a text, so input is going to be a text. Come outside the quotes, space, name, equals, quotes, and we're going to call it input 1. All right, come outside the quotes, greater than, enter. All right. Form action, what I forgot to do, we'll tab that in. All right, tab that in, enter. Next, it's less than input type equals quotes submit. All right, submit. I'm outside the quotes, space value equals quotes submit. All right, come outside the quotes, greater than, enter. All right. Excuse me. And then it's backspace, less than, / so we're closing off the form, greater than, less than, BR, which is for break, greater than, enter. All right. What I'm doing, I'm just going to break these up a little bit. Okay, and now what we can do, we can now copy this right? You can either do Control C or right click copy, come down and Control V. All right, now we're going to go through this, right? The second one, right? Let me just come down on my, the first again is form space action equals quotes / get quotes off less than. The next one we want to put here is input 2. Okay, and we come across input 2, input type equals text, name, space, and the next one here we change to input 2. Okay, and the next line is exactly the same, input space type equals quotes on submit, value equals quotes on submit, quotes off greater than, and then we got the form break. All right, exactly the same. So we can come down a bit, put a couple of spaces in there, Control V. All right, but this time, all right, it's again the input type. This input 3. All right, input 3. And again, it's input type, submit, form, break. Let me just take this out. And I'll just notice we're missing a greater than there for the break. So that's the end of that form, right? Then we enter backspace, right? Backspace. And it's less than / body, greater than, less than / HTML, greater than, brackets off. Now, trying to see if we put a brackets on anywhere. Oh yeah, right at the top. Okay. And then it's HTML and it's raw, literal. Quotes, semicolon. Okay. And that's, let me just check. I haven't left out const char. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm glad I noticed that before we started the HTML doc. Before that, we have to put this in. Const space char space index underscore HTML for hypertext markup language. Square brackets on, square brackets off. Space, and then it's all capitals PROGMEM, program memory. Space equals, space capital R, quotes, raw, literal. Okay, and then it's a brackets on. I'm glad I noticed that, and we can get rid of that brackets because the brackets off, all right, is down here. All right, is down here. And there's our raw literal quotes, semicolons. All right. Okay. Sorry for the confusion there. Sorry for the confusion. And now we got a void. Right. Not found. Capital F on the found. Right. Brackets on. Sync. Web server. Don't forget the bumpy text. AWS all capitals, request. Capital R on the request. All right, space, star, request. Brackets off. Space. Curly brackets, so there's no semicolon, enter. Right, and it's request minus or greater than send, brackets on, 404, comma, space, quotes. Anything we put in this quotes is text, printed, plain, from outside the quotes, comma, space, quotes, not found. Come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon, come outside the curlies, come down a bit. And we can bring things up now because we're now going to go into our void setup. All right, let me put some spaces in here so we can bring it up. Here in our void setup, things that we only need to happen once. Right, so let's get rid of this. That's just to remind you. Okay, serial.begin. Okay, brackets on, and it's 115,200, or whatever baud rate you have set. Semicolons, enter. And then it's Wi-Fi. Sorry, dot mode. All right, it's brackets on. It's capital W-I-F-I. Wi-Fi underscore. And we're going to be in station mode. Remember in a previous video, we did the different modes, station and APL, was it? And semicolons, and it's enter. And it's a Wi-Fi dot begin. Right, brackets on. SSID, all small case, brackets, and then password. All right, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. Come down a bit. And then next we got if. Brackets on. Wi-Fi, again, bumpy text. Dot wait for capital F. Connection. Connect. Result, capital R on the result. Be so bad if I could spell result. All right. So wait for connect. Brackets on, brackets off. Come outside the brackets, space, exclamation mark equals. This is all capitals, WL underscore connected. Come outside the brackets. No semicolons after an if statement. Space, curly brackets, enter. 0 dot print line. Remember it's LN for line. Brackets on, quotes, Wi-Fi. Space failed. All right, exclamation mark. Come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon. All right, enter. And then return. Semicolons. Down a bit. Come outside the curly brackets. And then it's outside the curly brackets, and then it's serial.println. Then for line, brackets on, and then it's outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. And then it's serial.print. Brackets on, quotes, IP address. All right. Come outside the, you can put colons if you like, and a space. Come outside the quotes, come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. And then it's serial.println. And then for line, brackets on, Wi-Fi, got bumpy text, dot, local, IP capital. Brackets on, brackets off. Right, because that's where the local IP address is going to go. Come outside the brackets, semicolon, enter. Right, now we need to send the web page with input fields to the client. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I am going to verify the code so far. We don't want to go on too long and do the last part in a second video. So let's just check that everything's hunky-dory. Fingers crossed. Right, include. Where are we? What have I done here? If def include, I think it's just a space. Async TC, yeah, it's just a space, I think. Let's try and verify it again. It's always good to do this halfway through, verify your code. Especially if you've got a long sketch. Right, include. Oh, I can see schoolboy error. Got H. Let's try again. I say, just to remind you, if you haven't got your components, you should have them by now. You know, all the videos we've been through. But if you haven't, I've got a couple of links down below. Right, or look on Amazon. Amazon have got loads of kits, components. Excuse me, everything you want. Hey, we're compiling. It's always good to do this. We are going to be moving on after this to things new. The things new. Oh, what have we got here? Return. Wi-Fi failed, semicolon. And it's, I put quotes instead of a semicolon. Right, okay, let's try again. Schoolboy errors, schoolboy errors. Nearly there. Yeah, we're going to be moving on to something completely new. It's ESP Now. It's called. It's a communications protocol between ESP32s. That's what we're going to be moving on to after we've done these two videos. This one and obviously the carry on. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. ESP Now. It's less ifs or else ifs own communication protocol. So yeah, we'll be communicating between ESP32s. It's a good way of setting up the home network if you're using ESP32s. Right, how are we doing? Yeah, okay, so far, so good. So far, so good. Right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video to carry on this. I don't want the videos going too long. The last few videos have been very long. All right. So again, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe. Okay. And I'll see you for the second half. Bye-bye.